and our allegedly. So, a whole lot has been going on. Y'all, I can barely keep up anymore because it seemed like y'all favorites go crazy every at least 1.5 days. So, I'm going to go ahead and give you what I wrote recently. The first one, I promise you on everything. Not only can I not make this up, I feel like I'm in an alternate universe, even saying this out loud. Okay? Ugandan war chief challenges Jay Z to hand over his wife. You said that shirt is hilarious. To whoever can't see it. Yes, Easy Glider, the Night Glider. Listen, I said huh too. I thought this was a joke. I thought this was some kind of gag. Apparently, a Ugandan war chief challenges Jay Z to hand over his wife. Woo! Is Rick Ross going to flop? Rick Ross is getting ready to drop a new album, and he put out a video the other day that felt very counterproductive, as if he's anticipating a flop. So that leads to something else that I wrote down here. How will the bot purge, excuse me, how will the bot purge continue to affect music? There we go. How will the bot purge continue to affect music? I scrabbled. I had to see what I said. So yeah, we're seeing a huge decline in a lot of people making it to the billboards right now, or being able to maintain billboard status now that you can't use bots anymore and there's all these investigations. So I wanted to look into that. Like, what is the future of music going to look like for people that we have considered heavy hitters now that they can't use the bots to keep everything moving? Glad y'all like the shirt. It says Night Glider. As you can see, you have Diddle Bop, you have the baby oil, the Night Rider car, but it says he's the Night Glider. So, I hear somebody, there we go, I see somebody saying hip hop is dead. Jermaine Dupri is suing Sony for $18 million for missing royalties. Hey, Tarot Destiny. Big Tigger's wife was arrested for what looks like possible kidnapping charges, allegedly, for her daughter that's been missing for almost 10 years now. When they pulled her over, she had 2 children in the vehicle. One of the children happened to be Tigger's. I knew that situation was going to turn into a Tubi movie by the time it was, halfway to court. So I don't think they let me down on that one. I don't know if we're going to do this one or not, but I still wrote it down. Why is Ray J airing out Suki and talking wild about Cardi's aroma? For those of you who haven't seen it, Ray J was, up, according to his own chat, he hasn't been to sleep and he's been up streaming. And while he was streaming, he talked to, okay, let me preface this because I don't know too many ways I can say what I need to say without getting in trouble. So he said that him and Suki were having a intimate moment, and he was snacking on cookies, and it was during a time that the cookies may have been full of jam, and he pulled out the plug on the cookies during that whole moment. I don't know how that came across. I tried my best to PG that one as much as I possibly could. Okay. Whew. Okay. So then it gets to Cardi. This is the one I ain't gonna have too much trouble saying. Then it gets to Cardi, and he talks about her body odor, and he references her being on the plane eating crab legs, and the whole plane is fishy, and that she's very, very, her odor is very fishy down there. And I'm just like, Ray J, I don't know which one to address first. Your chat is telling us that you haven't been to sleep. So I don't know if you're delirious, because lack of sleep can make you kind of off. So I don't know if you're delirious and you need a nap, or if this was something you really meant to say and you just figured shock value goes viral and brings more people to your channel. I don't know which one it is. It could be a combination of the two. For some reason, I don't think that's going to harm Suki. Um, she pretty much owned the brown stain on the shirt, and that did nothing. So I don't think this is going to hurt Suki. And I noticed Cardi didn't say anything, not a word. Didn't cuss this man out. Spaces is quiet. Not even an ad. I find that very interesting. And I'm not saying that it's okay for him to be saying what he's saying, because it's like, Ray J, where are you coming from? But at the same token, you always brag about violating someone, cussing somebody out, saying the worst thing you could say to somebody, acting like an entire human labubu. Okay? You have nothing to say to this man whatsoever. No threats of going to court. No threats of having nobody run down on him and put hands on him for speaking under your clothes. No phone call from big homie to big homie. Just absolutely nothing. But you just told Akbar that you'll have people run down on her. You told Akbar that, you know, nobody, not even her own children, love her. You'll get people in her own city to put hands on her. But this man literally just equated your pH balance to an old seafood boil. And not a word was said. Now, I don't expect too much to be said from Stefan. We can't expect Offset to look out for you or say anything to another man because y'all are separated. So you said Blueface vindication, not on my bingo card. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you done took it way back. So for anybody that just heard that comment I read out loud, Blueface vindication question mark, not on my bingo card. It was said when they did Tatiana. Now, this is possibly a rumor with no regard. I do not know, but I remember this rumor went viral, and the rumor was that Blueface said that Cardi twerk win smelled like dead possums. And I'm just like, well, damn, dead possums is more than one. And damn, wait a minute, that's all bad. So, it was that one, and then it was another rumor about a possible alleged chauffeur who was driving her around. And I ain't gonna speak on the whole rumor, but apparently it got to smelling loud. The fragrance may have had a little bass to it. So it's not a new rumor. It's something that's been said over and over again by several people, and I find it interesting that it's something that keeps being said, because if you're not known for that, we shouldn't be hearing that. So, child, it's like I don't know if Ray J was having another Ray J moment, or if this was something that he actually felt. I mean, the man knows how to go viral. He knows how to do a marketing moment. Says so. Someone got the same hot pocket line. Michelle. Oh, 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 no, Lord, no, Lord, no, Lord. Says Sweetie Freestyle said that she stank because she always drinks soda. Oh, Lord. I have not heard that freestyle, but oh, Lord. Christina, did you say the t-shirt? Oh, you said you came to clown today. Well, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. So is that Diddy with a silk press? Yes, it is. He has the David Hasselhoff. Okay, we have to remember where the references come from. That was David Hasselhoff. Now it's in brown with the baby oil, and it is now the Night Glider and not the Night Rider. Oh man. Did I read everything? Yeah, I did. I have one left over from last week. My apologies. I meant to do this last week, but I didn't. So, what's his name? LeBron James. There we go. LeBron James is supposed to be retiring from the LA Lakers. And it's like it's kind of peculiar that he would wait towards the end of his career to kind of step back and say that he's not going to retire there after such a long career. But it's also interesting in the timing that he's doing this, because there's so many situations that are coming to light right now. And it's like, is he tied up in some of these things that are coming to light? Um, Unless you've been under a rock, you know about the NBA getting caught up in a whole entire, gambling racketeering situation with several Italian crime families and several players who were, betting under the table. So it's like, is it something like that? Is it something that has to do with peanut butter and jelly? Because I did notice that LeBron's wife just signed to a business deal that is under the I want to say the Marcy Project Group. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think that's the name of Jay-Z's company, the same company that wanted to take over Fenty Beauty, take over the Fenty Beauty shares. Savannah has just started a business with a friend of hers under this same company, and it got me to thinking, like, why is your wife doing venture capital with Rock Nation affiliates or the Marcy Project Group when you, as a top level NBA player, can finance your own wife? Why does she have to go outside of the marriage to finance a business that you obviously can afford the startup for? Said my girl is worldwide, not Belgium. Okay, Miss Angel. Hey, who ain't here from Belgium? Hey, cousin. So it's very intriguing to me because what's going on with the Marcy Project Group in the midst of all of these things with Cash App and Block and you know it, it just, I don't know if this is true or not, but it's rumored that Jay-Z is also selling off a lot of his companies, even down to like the champagne company. Hey, Millie the Mystic. So it's like, why would you trust doing business with someone who appears to be unsteady right now in business? It just, I could see if she was a single chick that had no help or she came from a poor family, but your husband is wealthy. He literally could have financed your business on his own. And y'all, to be honest, I don't even know what the business is. I just remember seeing the write up with her and her friend, and they mentioned the Marcy Project Group, and I'm just like, damn, do y'all do everything in these two little circles? I'm pretty sure there are other hedge companies, other investment companies that, are black folks that you can work with as well. But, child, we going to get off into some things because I need to have some answers about this Ugandan war chief that is challenging Jay-Z to turn over his wife. I mean, do you know what type of arrogance and bravado you gotta have to tell another man turn over your wife or else? Even if he don't love her, that's his wife. What are we doing? Let's let me see, y'all. Let me find a deck appropriate for these type of shenanigans. Cause it's like, sir, excuse me. How you gonna punk this man out of his wife? Uh-oh. Now see, I got stuff falling out everywhere. I already know this man gonna be a menace. I got cards falling all over the place. Alrighty, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let me see something. Okay, we're gonna go with these. Y'all, another deck literally just flew off the damn table. So I already see that this war chief is already cutting up. Because I don't remember having this many decks fall while I'm on live. So, child, let's see what this man is talking about. You said pick up some messy cards. The cards flying all across the room. Let's see. Show me what's going on with this war chief and his order to Jay. Show me this war chief and His order to Jay. Child, you can't make this up. So there ain't nothing to tap into Lizzo. She trying to state relevance of the float. Oh my God. Six of Swords. Okay, so y'all, Jay is trying to avoid this man by all means necessary. But it's like this man thinks that Beyonce is in danger and he wants to get her out of what's considered a toxic situation. And it's like free her, help her to get single. All things are alleged. Okay? Everything I'm saying is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Child. Okay. So this talks about refusal. The Hermit, which is the Virgo. Y'all excuse me. Like I can't believe this is a real story. So this is talking about refusal or being refused by the Virgo. So this is saying that Beyonce does not want to go. He wants to free her from a toxic, chaotic situation, but she's the one that's actually refusing. She don't want to go with him. Seven of Cups. That's cute. Let him cook. So here we go. Seven of Cups. It talks about considering your options and lots of confusion, not understanding where this is coming from. So it looks like Beyonce is confused. Like, what the hell is he talking about? I'm not going nowhere with him. That feels like that's what her energy is saying. I mean, I get it. Knight of Pentacles and the Strength. So, y'all, this man feels like he's on a mission from God, and he's going to drag this out as long as he needs to. Is somebody sitting somewhere with a controller full of cheat codes for 2026? Because I promise you, this is not supposed to be in the manual. I don't think this is supposed to be a thing. Listen, he's prepared to go for the long haul, y'all. Okay? He's a very stubborn individual. He feels like God is with him. Look, I said God is with him. This is the card of God and also institutions and high level of government. Wish fulfillment. Y'all, listen, he says this is a wish fulfillment from God. He is serving God's will to set her free. He feels like he's her last chance at freedom. He might be right. He might be right, child. But he takes this very serious. Ooh-wee. Lots of anxiety around this situation. Eight of Swords. He feels like she's being held against her will. She's being held captive. So he's willing to go in a different direction if he needs to get her free, to get her out of this situation, help cut her loose from what he sees as bondage. I don't know who he talked to, but he feels like she could be being held against her will. Queen of Pentacles. This card would represent her as a wife, a mother, and as a earth sign. High Priestess. So Like I said, I don't know who he talked to, but he's privy to some information that the public is not privy to. Now, is he eccentric? Absolutely. This is definitely different. This is the differentest that I have seen in a very long time. I don't know if that is a word, but it is now. Um, Two of Pentacles. So this is talking about taking a gamble, taking a risk, something that's a gamble or a risk that can include a lot of money. Child, my nose is itching. Like, I don't even know where that came from. Like, the energy is very serious. It's just, I'm flabbergasted, y'all. Give me a second. It's like, what in the world? I was looking to see if this was a joke or a simulation, but no. Six of Cups and the Hermit. So he may have, it's like either he may have thought to do this in the past, or he has information about her past, and this is why he wants to help to free her, to get her out of this situation. But it looks like she's refusing, because here she is at the bottom of the deck again, the Hermit, which is Virgo. Two of Swords, Four of Swords. So that's rejecting an offer and cutting off communication. And Ten of Pentacles. There's something weird here going on with some money. I don't know if this is information that he may have obtained when she was overseas working, because she makes a lot of money when she goes over into certain countries overseas. But it seems like somebody who may have paid her a lot of money wanted to offer her an opportunity to get out, to get free. Um, I don't know if it's somebody that's African or somebody that's Arab. Y'all, this took a weird turn. You said maybe he wants to borrow her. No, he does not. He sees himself as freeing her from something really toxic and negative, but it's obvious she's refusing. He's very stubborn because he feels like he's going to bring the balance. He's bringing justice for her. He's very stubborn. Now, does she need saving? We don't know. This is just the energy around what I'm picking up for him. He's very motivated, very serious about how he feels. So he's been watching her for a while, King of Pentacles, but it feels like he's going on the orders of a wealthy man. Pay attention. This is somebody that appears to be royalty on a throne. So he may be publicly giving the orders, but it feels like it's for someone else, if that makes sense. Like, I'm just about to, just pick somebody. This is not who I'm talking about. It's just for example purposes. So it's like, say you get brought out to perform for the Sultan of Brunei, and the Sultan of Brunei sees things going on in your life and in your marriage, and is like, you know what? You need to get out of here. I'm going to help you get out of there. Now, I don't know who could be who, and this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, but it feels like a very powerful person that is over the war general is actually giving this order. The war general is just the one executing. Says someone from UAE. I can't tell you. It looks like somebody very important, though, somebody very wealthy. Yeah, this went way left. Show me the Hierophant. Two of Cups, strength. Yeah, they're willing to take her and marry her they damn self. What the hell is this? Child, they said that Whitney in her day, she had one of them that was in love with her over there too. Some prince and a sheik. So this is hmm. Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. King of Wands. On the table is Nine of Swords, which is heavy anxiety. So here it is, King of Wands is facing in the opposite direction. Like, I'm not going to pay you any attention. But this is a wish fulfillment. And behind the scenes, it's like, it's hella anxiety. Like, how this fool going to come at me like this? But wait a minute, this is actually a real official. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody that wants to help her get a new direction and a new lease in life. Like, I'll set you free. Wow. Queen of Wands. Yeah, it's like even if this was, something that she was willing to take, it's like she's too comfortable being a public figure and she's used to, moving and shaking the way that she has been all these years. So I don't see her walking away from, what this person sees as her demise. I don't see her doing it. But y'all feel like this person is like they see it as, doing the work of God. Like, this is your last chance. Damn. Yeah, I promise you, I didn't even look at the bottom of the deck until now. Oh, I just said the person feels like they're doing the work of God. This is your last chance. I promise you, I didn't think this was going here. For entertainment purposes, all things said are alleged, but the cards say that is the truth. It's like, this person is taking a gamble, they're taking a risk, they're taking a chance. Because it's like they know all about the King of Wands. They know what's coming to the King of Wands. It's like they're trying to pull her out of the line of fire. Show me what they know about Jay that makes them feel like they need to save her. Show me what they know about Jay. You got the Fool card. Now, you could take that literal, but this feels like he's a very impulsive person, someone that may take leaps of faith without, really making sure it's the best decision to make. Also, like I said, it could be literal. He could be looking at him as an actual fool, a foolish person. And that falls under the Six of Cups, which is something that he did in the past. Taking a leap of faith may have been a foolish decision. And that also makes sense as well because it falls right under the Six of Swords, which is, an Exodus card, escaping from, toxicity, escaping from persecution. So it's like this person may have been trying to set her free before the government comes in, because there's something going on with the King of Wands that they know she's going to end up catching strays. Yeah, it's something legal. This person knows all about what's coming to the King of Wands legally. See how the King of Wands is facing this way, but the King of Swords is already out. The King of Swords is watching the King of Wands and he doesn't even know it. So he definitely knows what's about to come to the King of Wands, and he's trying to help her get out of the way before it's too late. Four of Wands. Yeah, he wants to work with her to give her stability, because there's something going on with this marriage and how they get their money, okay? This relationship that's raising a lot of red flags and questions, especially when it comes to the generational wealth. Now, give me a second, trying to get these cards in order. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Yeah, he's been watching her for a while. He's definitely been keeping an eye on her for a minute. But it seems like because of her husband, whatever he knows about her husband is why he's been watching her all this time. Yeah, Temperance. He wants to give her a balance through a new beginning. From something toxic and chaotic that she's been bound to. This is angelic assistance to help you out of the hell that you've been in or going through. Now, I gotta say, everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only, but, okay, this is a secret angel who's trying to help free her from a toxic, chaotic situation that she's bound to. Yeah, I didn't expect this at all. This took such an interesting turn. Damn. So hold on, you got the Hierophant here in the Two of Cups, which can represent the institution of marriage, but this person also is someone in high regard, that would actually be a soulmate to her. Because they look at her husband as the devil. Like, I'm hearing the word Maitreya. This could be someone of Muslim descent, because that's usually, if I'm not mistaken, that's something that Muslims say. Okay, so this talks about lots of gossip around her marriage as well. Things that happen at parties, or um, him dealing with multiple women. Like this person has, when I say been watching for a very long time, they've been watching her since she was single. Justice and the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this person is trying to help her before they get caught up in court, because it's like he wants to give her balance so that she could still have, her decency, live a certain type of lifestyle, because something is about to happen with the DOJ that can take all of their money. So it's like he's trying to help her to still have a comfortable life, still have a soft existence, because it's like she appears to have everything, but it gives, like, bird in a gilded cage. He's trying to set the bird in the gilded cage free. Ooh, so remember she was in Dubai with her cover up on. I don't know, but it's like whoever this is, I don't see any bad intentions as of yet. Yeah, they're trying to help her go in a new direction and have a new beginning, because it's like, I know you're burdened, you're bound, it's becoming too much for you. But it's like she's holding on to love, but her holding on to love is putting her in such a burden that it's getting too heavy for her to bear, too much. And this person is trying to find a way to give her a way out of what feels like making a bad decision. Did you say could they take Bigfoot and Barney as well, just asking for the American people? Y'all are terrible. I guess it was getting too serious. Eight of Cups. Yeah, the Eight of Cups falls under the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, helping you to walk away. Um, it's interesting because it's like this, she's not the only person that this person is helping to get away from his influence. It just seems like she's the only one that's not taking the help. So I've been telling y'all all this time that Voltron is forming. This looks like one of the secret members of Voltron. Um, I don't know what all Jay has done as of recently to piss people off, but he has some amazing, astounding individuals coming together that possibly never would have ever dealt with one another, all coming together to help unravel everything that he's done. Anybody signing to him right now, I gotta question your judgment. I really do. Because this man has too much going on to really trust the future of how his business is going, in my opinion. Because there's so many factors that are coming out right now that just say reputational risk, dangerous, might not be the best time to sign. Maybe you should let them push through some of these issues that they got and then come back later. It just does not feel like the right time to be signing under them. Yeah, and this is why. Judgment. And it looks like she's going to end up facing judgment for the person she loves. And that's just terrible. But that's the choice that she's making. She really is believing in the whole Bonnie and Clyde thing. She really is going to go Thelma and Louise, like whatever it takes, right until the wheels fall off. She believes in that, and it looks like that's exactly what she's going to do. She's going to face judgment for the one she loves. I hope this don't start a karmic cycle for her where they keep coming back lifetime after lifetime crashing out, cause my gosh. But this feels like this is going to be really, really, really dark and sad when it ends, because Judgment, Ace of Cups, that's a horrible, horrible, horrible story. That's literally losing everything and falling upon the blade of God for the person you loved and not being able to come back from it. Child, wait a minute. Yeah, this is why the person wanted to save her. So I'm going to pull out after this because this is getting a little heavy and I did not expect this to go there. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. He feels wholeheartedly that the King of Swords will betray her for money. Whatever it is, and I've been pulling on the energy recently that they need a lot of money, like a windfall of money fast. He needs money by a certain date. And it just feels like this man thinks that he would use her to cash in a debt. I hope that's not true. But this man seems to be, her earth angel. He's trying to extend some type of possible way of her leaving. So he really does believe that he's doing the work of God, and that if she doesn't leave, that this is pretty much it. So, child, definitely didn't expect that one. Okay. All right, let's get that one out the way. Let's see. Big Tigger's wife. She was arrested on that child kidnapping incident from over 10 years ago with her daughter. I believe the little girl's name is Aaliyah Brown. And I figured, for the most part, because Big Tigger is a very well-loved, well-known figure in the Atlanta metro area, that the people of Atlanta, because I remember saying this to y'all, that her getting, you know, recognized for this situation wasn't going to work out in her favor, because people were going to start to dig and delve into her past. Well, that didn't take 2 weeks, because people got to digging and digging and digging, and some folks got to working together, and next thing you know, she ends up with a warrant and she gets picked up. The videos have come out of her and Tigger, and y'all, I don't advocate men abusing women at all. But what I definitely don't advocate is putting someone in position of a camera and then giving your Susan Lucci best soap opera impression. And the fact that that was a young man that you had recording that. You're pulling children into grown folks' business. And it just, I hope from here on out, this is a lesson, not just for Tigger, but for people in general. Do your research on the people that you get married to. Check these backgrounds. They're from different states. Find out what's going on in the state where they live. They got other children. It's issues with the other children. Not to say that you got to get involved with parenting the other children, but get a really good understanding of what's going on. Not just what the person tells you, but just the overall, vantage point. Because I don't think Tigger had any idea that this woman, was like this at all. He went off of her looks, possibly off of the bedroom boom. And according to the little girl's father, he had contacted Tigger and asked him, did he know anything about his daughter? Had he seen his daughter and that the daughter is missing? And Tigger never responded. I wish Tigger had for himself, looked into that case and figured out what was going on with that case, because he might not be going through what he's going through today if he would have done just a little research. Because once the man tells me that they have a missing child, okay, well, sir, what's the child's name? What is the incident report? I would have wanted to look it up. Now, if you gave me some fake information, bae, I see why you left them. They crazy as hell. But a missing child, that's too important to overlook. You just moved on with your life and you got a missing child and you're not telling me about the missing child. You don't have the child picture up anywhere. You're not actively helping to look for your child. That's a huge red flag. Huge red flag. What type of mother, especially mothers are supposed to be nurturing, what type of mother moves on, gets pregnant with other children, and the person that you're pregnant by doesn't even know anything about your missing child? That right there was the hugest red flag ever. Tigger should have took that a lot more serious. But sometimes people hey, people like to hate. They'll tell you anything. And they will, but it's up to you to do your due diligence and really look into things and research. Because what if what they're telling you is real and this is your only warning, your last warning? So, y'all, I am going to pull on Tigger's wife and her arrest. And let's look into Alicia Brown. I don't know what her married last name is now that she's married to Tigger. But I told y'all that she was a trickster, and that he pretty much got himself set up. I stood by that. And you could tell in the video he was not trying to harm her. But from here on out, I bet you he'll be weirded out by, letting women or anybody get close to him at this point. Oh, also, y'all, Francesca, the co-host, she's also suing his wife for defamation of character. So this woman is getting arrested and she's getting sued by the co-host. So let's look at her energy to see what's to come now that she's been picked up by the police for possible aiding and abetting in a kidnapping of her daughter. Says she clearly coached the son in on it too. Yeah, when he kept saying Mr. Tigger, I was just like, who keeps saying Mr. Tigger to someone that you live in a house with that you know? First of all, why would you be calling him Mr. Tigger when you know him personally? You know him by his real name. Like in his house, eating food that's paid for, under a roof that's paid for. He wouldn't be Tigger to you. He would be whatever his first name is, Mr. I believe his actual name is Darian, so Mr. Darian, or whatever his last name is. It's like, why would he be Mr. Tigger to you? Like that's weird. But to me, it was just, you mean to tell me you pulled this child into this? Like, child, that's so psycho. Like, leave children out of grown folks stuff. Yeah, she had a son after she had the missing child, and then she had the baby with Tigger when they got married. So, far as I know, she has 3 children, 3 separate fathers. So, alrighty, show me the energy around Alicia Brown. Now that she's been arrested in this child abduction case, show me the energy around Alicia Brown. Okay, so you got Temperance here, 8 of Pentacles. She's working on trying to get balance through a new beginning, trying to turn this around. At least she feels like she can, get a second chance in this situation somehow. But she's stuck, y'all. She doesn't know how to move forward, and it looks like she's going to have to sit in jail for a minute while they figure this out. So this is intriguing. Temperance to the Hangman. It's like she thought that she had, balanced through a new beginning. This is a situation she can get out of. Now she's stuck. She doesn't know how to move forward. Now that she's been locked up, she's heavy in her thoughts. She was celebrating already. She thought she had, really won. And it's like now she's going to really be working on trying to control the narrative, possibly through gossip sites. So I guess because she felt like she struck first, she was going to have control of the narrative. Um, 2 of Swords, High Priestess. Y'all, it's like it's something else that she's trying to block from coming out. And it's like um, she's got a lot of secrets, 2 of Swords. She no longer can control the narrative, and it's like her celebration is over. But it's like her story gets more and more twisted. She's like a walking Lifetime movie. 8 of Cups. Yeah, she's not going to be able to walk away from this. 2 of Cups. She was trying to block him from leaving her, y'all. So it seems like Tigger had already wanted out of this marriage. He wanted to leave. Um, why did he want to leave? Once again, this is for entertainment purposes only. All things said or alleged. Why was he trying to leave? Why would he want to leave? 10 of Swords. We're talking about a betrayal. Y'all, she's talking about him cheating. It could possibly be her. It looks like she may be deflecting. And she may have cheated with someone very prominent. Someone that people know. Queen of Swords. Hold on. Can I get a little less? That's a lot. That's almost 7 cards. Hold on. Five of Swords. So it's like they argue a lot, or she likes to argue a lot. But King of Wands, it's like she wants everybody to look at him as the one that's the cheater. Him betraying her, him walking out on her. But y'all, yeah, I'm telling y'all, it's like he's been trying to walk away from her, trying to get rid of her. And because he's trying to get rid of her, it's like she's trying to tell the world that, he's betraying her, he's walking away from her, he's, like he's cheating. She wants to control the narrative. So he may have quietly been trying to dissolve this behind the scenes. And this is where she started acting, allegedly, a little goofy, tripping, doing the most. And it seems like it just got to be too much anxiety, too much dealing with her for his nervous system as well. Something about she doesn't even sleep at night. Like she may sit up and argue through half the night, and he has to get up and go to work, or she'll sit up and nitpick. Like she became very toxic for him. Um, Queen of Wands. And it's like now it's like he realized she married him, so that she could keep up a certain image, a certain type of life. She never truly cared about him. She cared about the image which she was going to get off of being on his arm. Yeah, this was solely about the opportunity for her. Um, Giving him a family, marrying him. It's like she married for money. I can't say it any other way. Once again, allegedly and for entertainment purposes, it's like she didn't marry him for love. She married for money. Um, but she doesn't give me the marrying type. Like he would have happily let her be a housewife and took care of her, and she could have did whatever she wanted to do within reason. But it's like that's too boring for her. That's not her cup of tea. She's not the type that likes to sit around and have a soft life. She want to get outside. Says she seems very manipulative and conniving. And then that makes sense because it's like she's trying to control the narrative, the way people see him before he could come out publicly and say that he wants a divorce or something. Like she is not relationship type from what I'm looking at. But it's like if you're gonna leave me, I'm gonna make sure that I'm financially covered. So I don't know how many years they were married, but it maybe it falls short of like a statute or something. Like maybe it's like in Georgia, I don't know, y'all let me know if you're from Georgia. If it's like 10 years or more, you get alimony and she's short of that. Um, but it's definitely making sure that she's going to be financially stable when he leaves, which I don't think that he would have left her destitute because she's got a child by him, so he would have to still pay, child support, thing of that nature. But she didn't want to give up the lifestyle. This isn't about cheating. This is about the lifestyle. Three of Pentacles, Two of Cups. So this right here is showing me that like they may have had moments where they tried to work this out, and she thought that they would just be able to work this out again, and it's like no. So yeah, let me privatize my phone because they will not be sitting up here calling me, distracting me to let me know about a vehicle warranty or something crazy. It is never for your current vehicle. Alrighty, there we go. Alrighty, so not knowing how to move forward, the Hangman. Said a man's baby mama did an interview today, says she robbed him at the casino 2000 and he caught her. She was yelling. He called the police. She lied and he got him 20 years. Well, all the men that have dealt with her have all said that she will definitely manufacture a story and get you locked up. Um, she's an interesting situation for sure. Um, she, the daughter got taken in the first place because she was hanging at the casino. I want to say New Year's Eve, and left the baby outside in the car in the cold for hours. And some people that happened to be in the casino parking lot found the baby out there freezing cold, and her clothes soiled, and her mama was in the casino the whole time, like been gambling the whole day. That's how she lost the baby in the first place. So imagine your child is out there in the freezing cold in the car, turning into a damn popsicle, and you in the casino just having your way. So it's like things are moving really, really fast, and she has no idea what to do. It's like she doesn't have time to come up with a plan. She didn't expect any of this to happen the way that it was happening. It's like Tigger ends up being her karma because she has possibly gotten away with this time and time and time again. This is the first time that she's being held accountable for anything. Yeah. So he may have met her while he was out partying before they got married. And, he was out here being a playboy, having a good time. And it's like, it's almost like he got a warning when they first started talking. It was like, yeah, you might want to cut that one loose and walk away. So he may have gotten warnings about her from several different people and he just didn't listen. Um, Explain this Two of Swords. Queen of Swords. Yeah, he was told to cut her off. She was saying, oh, I'm telling the truth. I'm single, blah, blah, blah. It's like she always comes with some kind of confusion. But she had the gift of gab. And this is what caught him. But it's like it's like he knew he should have walked away from her. He's realizing that she was a bad choice. He's looking back over his decisions. Yeah, and yeah, like I'm walking away. I'm going in a totally different direction. Like, this has gone on long enough. Definitely feels betrayed. King of Swords. So yeah, he's going to take full legal action, whatever he has to do to get custody of his child, to get the truth out. And he's completely ghosting her, cutting her off, whatever it takes to separate from her. Y'all, if she in jail long enough, he could get a no contest divorce. And that would be super messed up for her because they would push that divorce through and she wouldn't get nothing. Crazy, but it's one of the easiest ways for people to get divorced. If somebody's sitting in there for a little bit of time, you can put that paperwork through and the state will go right ahead and divorce you because that person is a they're a ward of the state. So separate what assets? Ain't nothing to separate. They in jail. Said, I hope that's the cause. I hope she doesn't get anything. Five of Swords. So it's like she usually gets the upper hand. And like I said, she argues a lot or is combative in her communication. So this isn't the first time that they've had an incident like this. And no wonder he was put in a position to where it was like the camera was on cue. Every time something happened, the camera was on cue, because it's like this became regular behavior. They may try to say she has an anxiety disorder of some kind. Yeah, but it's like the child, the Hierophant. This is God Himself giving her anxiety. But they might try to say before the court that she has some kind of anxiety disorder. Um, Because she definitely the type that'd be like, oh, I'm afraid for my life. Oh my God, oh my God. All these things that's going to happen to me. But it's the next row is the Wheel of Fortune. All she's worried about is losing this Wheel of Fortune. It's like, oh, it's so toxic. I just wanted to get out of this situation. But as you can see, usually this is like a woman leaving in the middle of the night with her small child, but you can't tell. This is like a father figure leaving with his son. So it's like this situation could actually work out in Tigger's um, best interest, because due to the nature of the alleged crime that she's accused of, this could help him, you know, get that divorce pushed through really, really fast, get full custody of his son, and cut her off and not have to be bothered with her. If he got the right lawyer, this should be seamless, depending on how much time she has. The Lovers, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, she's the type that, she's in love for the right price. So yeah, she never truly loved him. This was always about opportunity. And now that it's been laid to rest, it's like he's seeing the real her. He's finding out all kind of stuff about her that he would have never thought in a million years was true. Um, the Hermit and Justice. So yeah, he's gonna take some time out, for a minute, because it's like he's going through his dark night of the soul, but he's learning, but things will balance out for him. And it's like he's just trying to bury himself in work, stay focused, making sure that he still got a job. But it looks like the people he worked with, they're riding with him. They're supporting him. And child, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody produced a movie about this, because this is crazy. Queen of Wands, the Moon. She got a whole nother secret life he don't know nothing about. She's a master manipulator. She's somebody that believes in, I gotta say allegedly, Smex magic, okay? So yeah, she's a wild good time, and it's fun when you partying with her, but once you lock her in and you stuck with her, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. The moment you end up stuck with her, you end up meeting, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. But I will say this. In that last video with her on the floor, I saw a lot of women in the comments that were calling her out for being over dramatic and doing the most. It was like, girl, first of all, you checking his phone and then you gonna fall on the floor and just roll around. That's real dramatic. And I thought that was interesting, because it's like, this doesn't look like a organic, you know, fight or argument or confrontation. It seemed very contrived. So let me scratch this one out. All I could say is prayers up for men that go through abusive relationships and domestic violence as well. We got to do a better job in supporting men when they try to get out of these situations, because it's so easy for a man to get locked up and then his life is messed up. But where are the consequences and the repercussions for women when they lie and ruin somebody's life? Like, where are the charges when you find out on the back end that that woman was not telling the truth, and her not telling the truth changed the whole trajectory of that man's life? Yeah, you definitely got to be careful what you bring home, for sure. That's why I said this isn't just a lesson for Tigger. This is going to be a lesson for some of everybody, because it's like the the red flags were there. It's just he didn't want to see him. He didn't want to believe it, and it got worse and worse and worse. So let's see. Is Rick Ross going to flop? Let's do that one next. So it looks like Mr. I'm the Biggest Boss that you've seen thus far. Um, he did some social media vlogging the other day, and he was talking about his new project, but the conversation seemed a little dire. It felt like he was bracing the world for a underwhelming response in his sales, as if he just did not expect for the album to do well. And I felt like that was interesting, because usually he's got a lot of bravado. You know, he's someone, he hypes things up. He makes things larger than life. So it's like, why would you be speaking about this album as if, you know, if I just get a participation prize, it'll be all right with me. I mean, I just made this album to make this album, whether y'all like it or not. You know, it's an album. Like, that's how the commentary felt. So y'all, let me change the deck right quick, because I ain't gonna say this is his problem, but I will say this. I've noticed ever since traffic has had more stops as far as checkpoints, um, money has been slowing up in the most obscure places. And you would think that that would have nothing to do with Hollywood and entertainment, right? But every time we see something, somehow, some way, stop with traffic, we see something, you know, stop with finances and entertainment. It just seems very intriguing to me. Say he's going to be the biggest boss with the biggest loss that we've seen thus far. Well, damn. Said I need that shirt ASAP. Oh my gosh. So y'all, let's look at, you know, Rick Ross and see what's going on with them. I'm gonna use two of my new decks. Scrapbook Chromatic Lenormand. Okay. For those of y'all that like to know what decks I'm using, we're gonna do the Scrapbook Lenormand, and then we're gonna do some tarot. Let's see. Show me the energy around his album and the success of this album to come. Okay, so you got the sun. Okay. So the sun usually represents happier times, but this is also going to bring exposure to something. The tree. Okay, trees are rooted in foundation. So that lets me know we're about to see something exposed attached to, you know, his very foundation. Um, what his career may be rooted in. Child, bottom of the deck is snake. Interesting. So you've got woman here, and you've got man, and you've got ring. So when you got woman, man, and ring, that usually means like marriage, commitment, things like that. And what I'm taking this as is literally What type of commitments does he have that he's locked into that is the true foundation of who he is and how he gets his money? Um, because something's about to be exposed about his very foundation of who he is. Clover, we know people wish on clovers for good luck. He could really use some good luck right now. And usually he feels like luck has been on his side, but he can use some good luck right now. What's going on? Letter. He's got a special delivery coming. You got the stork and a letter. Something that he's done, something that he brought into fruition is about to come back full circle, and he's just got notification of it. Bottom of that card is 27, which is reducing to a 9. We're about to see the final chapter of who he is as we know him today. There's about to be a drastic change. Okay, ships also got to do with shipments, okay? Things that may grow in a garden that could be shipped. Do what you will, do what you may with that. This is starting to sound very similar to what Jonathan Odie said. We got man again. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. You got a man in red and a man in blue. Both of these men are opposing each other. So if we would say, two different sides of the track, or blood and crip, there's something going on here. Also, okay, that's making even more sense because you see the ship or the shipment attached to the man in the blue. Now, if we're not talking blood and crip, are we talking Democrat and Republican? Yeah, I think we're talking about somebody political because they're the heart of this situation. Oh, child. Last card, and then we can do, yep, Tower. Tower. And there's a Russian influence in here. Also, you got a 6 here. 1, 5 is 6. 15 reduces to 16. The bear. Russians are usually tied in with the bear. So somebody that has something to do with politics and possible Russian ties or foreign ties. What the hell you caught up in, sir? Either way, it's a tower. It's over. The foundation has completely fell apart. You say, yeah, Jonathan wasn't lying. This definitely starting to sound like Jonathan Odie's testimony, and everybody thought he was crazy. And we're starting to find out that Jonathan was not crazy. He might have been high. He might have been up there, like 3 satellites and 4 clouds in the sky. But it looks like what he said has relevance. So let's see what the heck is about to get exposed with Rick Ross or attached to Rick Ross. All things said are alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly. What's about to be exposed? Okay. Something that he thought was laid to rest because it came out trying. Something he thought was laid to rest. Something that he felt like he could walk away from. Something that he may have helped bring into fruition that could also affect his mother. Or do you got some stuff in your mama's name? The tree. Let's put something on a tree. This is rooted in what? What's the foundation here? The Chariot. Chariot talks about a force that can't be stopped. It gives reference to law enforcement as well. And I just said somebody here is political. Page of Pentacles. This is how you got this job. What the hell is the job? You get tied into what looks like law enforcement and political. Was this somebody he knew when he was a CO, or did this come afterwards? Woman and man. Nine of Swords. Talks about having lots of anxiety, trying to hold it together. He may try to get us to focus on him in lifestyle things, like him in relationships, seeing him on a date on a boat, and that goes out, and it looks like he's dating in an opulent way, but it feels like it's a distraction because he's worried about something. Allegedly there's something going on business wise, and it's like I usually always have good luck, but I definitely need good luck this time around because clovers represent good luck, but this clover is still in the ground. It hasn't been plucked yet. Say him in his car shows. Interesting. Page of Cups. Yeah, he's waiting for some kind of message coming in sometime soon, but it looks like it's something where he could end up being sorry. And it's like the message is, when it comes, it's going to come very, very swiftly. Show me the letter. Give me something on the letter. Two of Swords. Six of Swords. This talks about him not being able to escape something, because Two of Swords talks about cutting something off. And this Six of Swords is talking about escaping, being able to leave behind a toxic, chaotic situation, and possibly have an exodus, leave. So if he wanted to leave the country, he may be finding out that he can't leave the country right now. Show me ships. Show me the ship. Four of Wands. The ship brings stability. They say, and that's the truth. Him rapping some of what he raps might actually be what he may currently be doing. And it may have started off as a persona, but it looks like it became a real thing, allegedly. Show me this man. Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords talks about trying to be very, very strategic, but this is the backdoor card. Somebody took a gamble and that's like a betrayal card, setting somebody up. Because the next card is a Tower. Three of Pentacles. Somebody is going to cooperate with law enforcement. The Lovers. Yeah. Three of Pentacles to the Lovers. If he's done something illegal, y'all, somebody is about to cooperate with the authorities, and they're going to give information. So whatever he got going on, we don't know. We have no idea. But it's something that he's tied into, and it could even just be a regular business venture, but the business venture is going to be found to possibly be misreporting money, or be accused of maybe laundering money or something like that. But see, them living down in Florida, well, he's in Georgia now. So, Georgia is not as accessible to ports. But this, with ships and shipments, that feels like a port. And then you got the Four of Wands laying on top of it, which is like being married to the game. That's how you get your stability, allegedly. Uh, Love De Niro. What you say? MIAO. Child is looking very snow-like across my table. That's all I can say. I don't know what's going on. Said he always talked about the port of Miami. Child, I'm looking at it right here. Shipments, where the ships go. They go to ports. Four of Wands, that brings stability, engagement. If you engage in it, it brings stability. Lord have mercy. Somebody play Every Day I'm Hustling. I can't take it from them. That song was a hit. Five of Pentacles. Um, wow. Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Y'all, something happened, and it seems like because there may be a slowdown of some sort, it's like all money is like on hold right now. So let's say you work doing DoorDash, right? And you got to drive to do DoorDash. Well, you got to find another way to do DoorDash if something happens to your car. Like, okay, well, can I take a bike? Can I walk? Like, how in the world can we still get this done? But it just seems like, okay, until we can figure this out, everything is, on a hiatus. Six of Pentacles. This is talking about, large sums of money under the table or unaccounted for that can possibly have you locked up. So, plus, remember him and Tia's son got we'll say piled up last year, and that boy played football. It was like a message to him. Yeah, that was an unfortunate incident. It's like he took a gamble on something, took a risk, and it's like he feels sorry because it's like it's like cross your fingers, hope to God, whatever it take, like let this work out. Let this work out. Because if it don't work out, this is like the ultimate betrayal. Ten of Swords. How can I get out of this situation? Two of Swords and the letter. What was this correspondence that let you know you could have been cut out? Try to stand your ground. Stand up for what you believe in. Fight back so that you can move forward towards victory. I don't think you got the upper hand in this one, homie. Ace of Wands. It's like, when everything is good, it's like things are flowing fast. Can't get enough. It's like now it's getting toxic. Got to get out. Yeah, this give me the energy of like when the feds come and you start seeing other people um, get picked up, and it's like, yeah, it's time for me to go out of town, or it's time for me to just go ahead and retire. You know, whatever I got right now, I'm gonna just get out the game. That's what this feels like. It's something going on with business it's becoming a heavy burden, and he's trying to be strategic. He's trying to be strategic because it's like the playing field is different. He may have started off with one set of people and they had a good relationship as far as business is concerned, and now it's like the industry, all types of stuff, everything is changing hands, and the relationships are not the same. They say, and that's the truth. Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So you got, you know, lots of secrets about, you know, his collaborations, who he works with, and that's what could lead to this tower. Doggone it, here go the sun again at the bottom of the deck. Full exposure. Whatever he has going on behind the scenes is a problem. So, man, let me clear this table off. So, damn it. Crazy enough, I mean, you take a known dealer's name and run off with it like you running off from the plug, and then you end up with what looks like problems that a dealer would have, allegedly. Life imitates art. That's all I got to say, because, I mean, the man name that you took sure enough went down by the feds. People always want to emulate folks, but they don't understand that you don't get to just get one part of that person's story. If you're going to siphon the energy, you're going to get everything that comes with that story, not just the glory. You don't just get the glory without the testimony, you know, without the test, so to speak. You got to earn your stripes. Point blank, period. You got to put in, that's why everybody need to put in their own work. You got to own your stripes. Because if you take from somebody else's energy, you got to take the good and the bad. You can't just take the notoriety without the downfall. It just does not work that way. Said and Puffy wanted to just be like his pops, and he got it. Child, I never get over it. What the hell is that song? Was that the one he did with Chrisette Michele? Where he talking about laid back in the Maybach, skinny pants, no draws. Shout out to Jay-Z. I will never forget that damn line. I said, now, excuse me? All types of things happened in this sentence that didn't need to happen. Why are you telling us that your big ass is in these pants with no drawers? And why would you be giving a shout out to a man while you laid back with some pants on with no drawers? It's like, no, sir. Who heard this in the studio and said, yes, that's hot. You got to drop that one right there. That line would have been deleted if I was your engineer. Child, absolutely not. He said, I beg your ultra glide pardon. Child, listen. I think it's the Maybach music song with him and Chris Michelle, where he said, laid back in a Maybach, skinny pants, no drawers. Shout out to Jay-Z. Now, I know my lyrics now. I ain't crazy. Said he's expressing his deep feelings. Hold on, let me go to Miss Apple Music and see what she got to say. Hold on. Let's see. Maybach. I want to say Maybach Music. Oh, was that Austin Martin Music? Gotta make sure I ain't have no sound going, y'all. Y'all know how they get me on here. Hold on. I knew I remember hearing it because I was driving. I felt like I needed to pull over. Like, what the hell we be putting in songs nowadays? Do we just say anything? Give me a second, y'all. Rick Ross lyrics laid back in a Maybach. Okay, let's see. I want to see if this is the right song. I think I found it on Genius, y'all. Doggone it, I'm gonna be looking all my life. Not they gave me the clean lyrics. I believe it's the song, y'all, he got with Chrisette Michelle. It was Austin Martin music, Maybach music, but either way he said it. Shit. So, talking about is Rick Ross going broke? Child, the bigger question is why would he be going broke? And it seems like he might be going broke because whatever needs to be accessed can't be accessed on a ship or a possible shipment allegedly waiting for product to be released. Let's see. Jermaine Dupri is suing Sony for 18 million for missing royalties for So Def produced music, and I want to say some artists. Now, this is what I found interesting, y'all. Aston Martin Music. Thank you. This is what I found interesting. They said that Criss Cross payments were split, and they had a whole nother master accounts for payments that So Def didn't even know about. Now, I don't know if that was set up by the parents and Sony, or if Sony was siphoning off of Criss Cross and had another master account that they sent money to. But let's look into Jermaine Dupri suing Sony. Notice he's suing Sony long after Tommy Mottola was like the king of the hill over there. I find that very, very interesting. Um, and why would Criss Cross have to have a separate account that they're getting paid in that you don't know about? Because that's more so something that the parents should be outraged about, not you. Um, let me see, what deck. So let's tap in and see what's going on with Jermaine Dupri suing Sony. It looks like, all of his acts are owed royalties. He's owed production royalties. This is what he's saying in his lawsuit. It was a lot of emphasis on Escape, Crisscross, and I want to say The Brat. Said wasn't Mariah dating the man at Sony. Mariah Carey was married to Tommy Mottola. That was her husband. He married her, I want to say, before she turned 20. But yeah, that was her husband. And according to everybody around her, it was like she was in jail. She couldn't do nothing, couldn't go out. You know, if she saw people, they had to come to her. Very, very interesting. Show me Jermaine Dupri suing Sony. What is the energy around this case? So we got Six of Pentacles here and Eight of Swords. So this is money that's not accounted for, that looks like it may be locked up, stuck, held somewhere. Heartbreak. When it comes to this money that hasn't been accounted for, it may be more than 18 million. We're about to see. Is it more than 18 million? Is it more than 18 million? You got the Ten of Cups here, Two of Wands. Okay, so a family that decided to make a decision. That's interesting. Okay, so we got, hey, we brought a lot of happiness and celebration to Sony. It's like Sony is going to be like, we invested a lot in you. And Jermaine is going to tell them like, hey, you may have invested X, Y, and Z, but our rate of return was really high. Like, you made a lot of money off of your investment. The yield was far more exceeding than what you expected. So it looks like your blessings coming in, and it's like he's got a lot riding on this. It's like, okay, this could be a big opportunity, but I feel like he might be short-sighted in how much is really owed. 18 doesn't feel high enough. I get it. It might be all that he can prove, but they're saying that's the truth. 18 is not high enough. Sony just wants to close out this cycle. As far as they're concerned, this is done. It's going to get really, really interesting with this correspondence. It's going to get pretty much downright nasty to a certain degree when it gets to these contracts. The money, the payments, how things are going to be split up. And we're going to see this turn into a real live debate. Sony's going to take him through the ringer. So you got the Lovers here and the Knight of Coins. So this shows me that, Jermaine may feel that there was collusion to slow down payments. Like, we've been receiving payments, but not the payments we should have received. Talking about severely being underpaid. Six of Swords, wanting to get out of a toxic, chaotic situation that caused heartbreak. And there's some... I feel like Sony got something under their sleeve that he's not ready for, okay? Let's just say, when you go before companies that are like Sony, like huge companies, You have to really, 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 really be blameless. Okay? You have to be blameless. And I'm saying that to say if there is any smut on your rep whatsoever when you go against companies that are this big, I don't care if it happened in fifth grade, they will find it if it will help them have an angle to win, even if it's just a shallow win where it's a paper win. They're going to do whatever they have to do to maintain their reputation and to not pay. So if he got anything, he need to be the one to put it on the floor. That's all I'm going to say. Wheel of Fortune. So he sees this as his way of getting out of a situation that's not suiting him well, and this will be able to fund new ventures, new opportunities. But it's like it's going to be a hit and miss for him because, sir, I hope they ain't got nothing on you that's sexual, okay? Because it is the wrong time for exposure. It is the wrong time for exposure. Five of Wands. They're gonna fight him profusely. The Moon. They, like I said, they have something up their sleeve that he has no idea that they have. Um, and they'll even put him in a position to put him in jail. Something that, ooh, I don't know. It's like IRS taxes, old stuff. To a source, he feels like he's being cut off from certain things with him and his family. So if they do business with him, it's like we're not getting all the information. They may have to put in motions to get full unredacted paperwork to see what all was invested so that they can know what the yielding was, because I don't feel like they got all the numbers. Three of Cups, Six of Wands. So, it's like they're celebrating being able to move on towards victory, but the Moon here is letting me know there's another shoe that could drop here that he doesn't see coming, and it could be attached to, things that are going on in his life or his past. Um, Three of Wands. Three of Wands. Your ship's coming in, blessings. Now, I don't know his sign, but it looks like something that he may be tied up in court for a very long time, trying to sue Sony, because the Hierophant talks about court and institutions. King of Swords. He's going to have a very masterful lawyer to pull this off, because Sony is going to give him the flux. Said when Nicki and Drake were speaking out, they sat quietly and ridiculed them. Now their day has come and the struggle is real when it's them and theirs, though. Let's see, Six of Cups. This talks about his past. Y'all, Six of Cups falling under the Ace of Swords is not a good combination. I said this is the wrong time for exposure. He better hope that this is on their end, because this talks about exposure of things that happened in the past. The truth finally coming out is the only way that things can be laid to rest. So he's trying to get the truth on everything with Sony. It's like they know they don't have everything they need, but they got enough to go to court to prove impropriety. But this is a gamble. You're taking a gamble, because This is where you're going to find out how dirty the politics get. Okay, the lovers, the eight of coins, and the tower. Child, we can start finding out all the juicy tea from back in the day. If, say he's a Libra, thank you for telling me that. So he would be air sign, King of Swords, but I still see that he's going to need a really, really good lawyer. I don't know why, out of nowhere, it's like my skin just started itching. And it's like, soon as I said that there's a plot twist to this that he doesn't see, it's like something that he had going on in the past. Like all his old taboo type, you know, drama, all of that could be coming out. Things that were happening while he was working. Um, Seven of Pentacles. So, like I said, he's got everything invested into trying to get out of the situation. Six of Swords to the Seven of Pentacles. It's like he feels like he's stuck in like maybe like a slump in his career, and he wants to go on to bigger things. And this is going to help him to have the venture capital to start new business and things of that nature. But it's something about this where they're gonna work him down to the bone. Like, you should have walked away from this. And I'm not saying that he's not old. I'm just saying that the politics get really, really dirty. The Fool here. So he's taking a leap of faith, and there's a tower. There's a surprise, okay? Tower doesn't always have to be bad. Show me the tower. Show me the tower. So it's like he wants to go after, you know, who brought a situation into fruition. Um, Child, we about to see something, because it looks like he's going to have an issue with somebody's family. And I don't know if this is like, you know, the Chris Kelly estate, because it's about to get interesting. This could be somebody's mother who steps up on their behalf. Queen of Pentacles is definitely a mother. And this is a mother got a good head on her shoulders. There's Five of Pentacles. She may not have received anything in a while, in a long time, when it comes to her son's estate. So, JD, you just said that they got a whole nother secret account for Criss Cross that nobody knew about. Child, you might have to go to court and battle with the mother if you think you're going to get whatever you're going to get, and then try to give her a little sprinkle. Because there's something that the family is going to feel like they're cut out of the process, or they were cut out of a certain process. Two of Cups. Four of Wands. That talks about collusion here for stability or success. Like, he's dipping off into a very, very interesting pond here, because when you get to calling people out for stealing and collusion, things of that nature, you gotta know it's gonna get ugly, because nobody wants to be seen, especially in the business world, as a thief. Okay, Three of Wands, King of Swords, King of Pentacles. So this is definitely something that he sees that can put him back on top. Um, Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck is interesting. I think he might not be sweeping around his own door enough, and he might be surprised. Show me this Queen of Swords. Why is she here? Because I got a truth here that comes out from the past. Why is she here? Yeah, message coming out, and when it comes out, it's going to come out swiftly. And once again, talks about home life and stability. Y'all, it seemed like everybody about to have rumors and all types of stuff flying out, and it's attached to the past. Six of Cups talks about a long time ago. So it could be old tea resurfacing, things of that nature. But it's like the old tea that nobody paid attention to, people are going to research now, if that makes sense. People are going to research the old tea and be like, well, wait a minute, if that was this, then that should have happened here. And then if that happened here, then this, and this were the people who were there. It's like that's the way the energy goes now. Knight of Wands, okay? Temperance. It's like if he's expecting this to, be something that should run more streamlined, he got another thing coming. He's got another thing coming. Oh, look at my troll down here talking about boring. You know you ain't got to be here, baby. You really don't. Seven of Swords. So this is a card of feeling, backdoored. He's trying to be strategic and he wants to work on doing whatever he has to do to get this money back. But here it is again, Eight of Cups. There's an element here that's saying that he might need to walk away from this because his hands aren't clean enough. I don't know what is about to come out. Why is his hands not clean enough? So, Four of Wands, once again, it talks about engaging new. He wants to invest in new things that are, going to open up new pathways for him business wise. Things that are going to have high yieldings. He may even want to switch the way he works in music to make more money. So I don't think he knows what he's talking about. Troll, go away, damn. Listen, we got to be thankful for the 1.5 trolls we got today. It used to be so many trolls in the chat I couldn't even read y'all statements. That tells me that somebody's marketing budget is poquito. It's very small now, allegedly. So you got the moon here, and that's telling me he doesn't know what to expect. The moon, the fool, and the wheel of fortune. It's like he's just taking a leap of faith, like, taking a shot in the dark. He doesn't know what to expect, but he feels like he can get the upper hand by forcing them to expose all of the documents, everything they have. Like, this is what we have. We know it's enough to show corruption, but we need to see everything so that we can see the full totality of what's old. And expect to see more artists or more producers going to court to sue for lost wages or wages they haven't got. Yeah, pardon me. I don't know why. This nose is itching. Here we go. Three of Swords talks about heartbreak because you didn't walk away. So yeah, they're gonna start dumpster diving into his life, into his past, seeing what they can find on him. Sony is not about to play with him at all. They're definitely going to be going through his life to see what they can find in his life, because it's something way bigger here. Like the 18 million is not the jackpot number that he thinks it is. Why, thank you, Jerry Fisher. Yeah, it's not the number that he thinks it is. It feels like it's a fraction of what he should be asking for as far as the label is concerned. But You can only ask for what you can prove. Amethyst. That's why I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I see a mom that, could possibly get involved, and whoo, um, and I see what could look like exposure, something he doesn't expect. Queen of Swords, Two of Wands. So it's like this woman has always chose to tell the truth, whoever she is. Hey, Gucci. Um, so she definitely falls as a truth teller on the table. So it's like, please don't push this lady. But I don't think that this lady is his biggest problem. I think his problem is underestimating his opponent. I really think his problem is underestimating how these labels will, do what they feel is necessary to keep things in house. The world here and Ace of Coins. Yeah, this is one of those. How do I say this? This is one of those, you may win the battle, but you might not win the war type situations. So if he even gets close to getting this money, is what can happen to him after he gets the money that would really, really put him in a complicated position. Yes, public humiliation and embarrassment attached to a choice. Child, Sony ain't about to play with this man. Sony is not about to play with this man. And we may not hear the direct allegations from Sony, but somebody that has worked with Sony could possibly allegedly, find some redacted paperwork or just happen to know when to look when, a statute ends up ending on something. I keep hearing sealed, a sealed document. Ace of Swords, Six of Cups, Knight of Swords, and a Chariot. So it's like he's trying to collaborate to move forward I guess like as an independent. Um, yeah, this is definitely something that's supposed to get him balanced through a new beginning. It's like it will open so many doors if he was to get this money. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, lot of money, King of Wands. Oh shit. Um, so King of Wands, he worked with him back. Y'all tell me the year in the chat. The song was Money Ain't a Thing. Because Ten of Pentacles would be a lot of money. And then here you are with the King of Wands. Money ain't a thing. That was during a time that I guess he's going back, seeing a discrepancy. Okay, so 98. Thank you. 98? See, and here's the bigger thing. If he says it's 18, we got to look at incurred interest, punitive damages. That 18 million could turn into 50 or 60 million when you get to adding interest and all those, other things. And this is where the problem lies. Because like I said, the number is already not 18, but if you can prove this, it opens a door for so many other people to come in and do what you did. And when you look at, you got what, 28 years damn near of interest, 27, 28 years of interest. Child, that I don't even want to think about what the tabulated result would be for the incurred interest and punitive damages for that long. No wonder they giving me that reference, money at a thing. That's a lot of money. No wonder he's saying he could start all over, have an infrastructure. That would be a lot of money to start over an infrastructure. If he gets anything, it's definitely not going to be what he wants it to be, and they will drag it out. So it's like he don't know what to expect, but he's expecting to get some kind of to manifest a wish fulfillment. I don't know why when I got to that they like shut up. So he's looking at this is going to be a wish fulfillment. He just doesn't know how it's going to work out, how much he's going to get. No, 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 not up to 100K. He's suing for 18 million, meaning that this could go up to 100 million, somewhere between 60 to 100 million when you look at incurred interest and punitive damages. So yes, this would put him back on top if he can prove it. You got a tower here, 5 of Pentacles. Y'all, they gonna fight him hoof, tooth and nail to make sure he don't get this money. Oh, you ain't got to apologize. I just want to make sure we both had our numbers right. Like he get 100K, he might I ain't gonna even say that. I don't want none of us to get in trouble. Let's just say it be smoke in the city. Yeah, Page of Wands, Queen of Cups. It's like his intuition is telling him he might need to handle this in another way, because it's so much more to this than what he knows. For what he knows and what actually happened, child, we're about to find out the truth about how they, allegedly take and hide people money in the industry. And then when they die, they can, still have your royalties going to their children, allegedly. So you got the Hermit here. So it's like he feels isolated. He's going through the dark night of soul, and they're going to try to put him in a situation to where, he could be blackballed if he pushes this too hard. Said one of the Crisscross members passed away, sad. Yeah, Chris Kelly, the darker skinned one of the two, which is funny because to me, Chris Kelly verbally was the more talented one. Both of them were very talented, but I think the spark of the group was Chris Kelly. And it was never the same for his group mate after him. And they had grew far, far apart, like lifestyle, mindset. Unfortunately, Chris Kelly, he battled with addiction, and that's how he left here. Yeah, Ace of Wands. These people, oh Lord, this swift, fast, in a hurry. Swift, fast, in a hurry. This is already fast, and this is aggressive. That falls under the 5 of Cups. Y'all, they will throw everything and the kitchen sink at him to like smear his name before they even go to court. Yeah, justice. They're trying to figure out how to balance out this situation. Jermaine sees it as a betrayal, but they see it as a betrayal that he would approach them publicly with court. You got the devil here. Um, so he's obsessed with getting this new beginning. The devil under temperance. Because he wants to work independent. It's like he wants to get this money and then not work in the matrix, but do what he wants to do. Um, Child, you know these people don't want you to take their money to go do your own thing. Yeah, the Hierophant. So he's expecting to get a large windfall, but I'm looking at what can happen to him as a result of going after them. And y'all, it don't seem like they're gonna let him have a happy life. He win anything. Yeah, it looks like they want to drag out some secrets, things that can complicate his life, really bury him to where it would ruin his public approval. Excuse me, y'all. I got a hair treatment in my head. Ten of Swords. Yeah, something that he thinks is going to be a wish fulfillment, he ends up feeling like he gets betrayed, like they overpower him in some kind of way. Um, all I could say is he needs to be careful because these are very powerful people. And, child, when they get to getting in their politics, they'll do whatever they got to do. And anybody that rides with him, y'all got to be prepared to get exposed too, because they're gonna try to make whomever appear to not be a viable witness. So I wish him well. I hope he's able to get his money, but it looked like they're gonna expose the hell out of him on something that can embarrass him so bad that he might have to go and hide for a moment. So it's one of those, settle low and take this. Or if you take more, we'll make sure that we come back and clear the table and take everything back. It's wild. So, woo. All righty. Said people are sure in need of money since the Powerpuff been locked up. Listen, I told y'all, it's looking very, very strange out here. You got stuff shut down, and people just can't seem to figure out how to maintain stuff that used to be basic to them. Okay, this one ain't gonna take too long, y'all. Why is Ray J cutting up on air yet again? Does he really need a moment or a reason to do what he does? No, he's Ray J. Alrighty. Let's see why Ray J is Ray J-ing again. Lord have mercy. What is Ray J doing? Why is Ray J cutting up with no sleep? I guess he was on Twitch, y'all. Ace of Wands. Four of Wands. So it's like he's interested in saying aggressive things or doing aggressive things to keep his to keep his stability. Okay, I told y'all that Ray J believes in shock marketing. Okay, he knows how to market himself. He knows how to stay trending. The world. So okay, so something is going on with Ray J. And I'm not going to say he's going broke, but it looks like he's been doing a lot of thinking about, if I'm not here, and money for his family, if that makes sense. So he's cutting up and saying and doing things to make sure that his family is taken care of if he's not here. That's what this feels like. Page of Coins and Judgment. So he may have to simplify the way that he works due to his, his lifestyle and his health. Um, no, I didn't hear anything about that. Did you hear Meg and Claire in Cabo? Nope. I mean, shit, if she trying to get back with him so she can get back popping, then it is what it is. If he gonna let her, a sucker gets licked every day. So we've got, blessings and opportunities that come in that help him to keep stability. Um, Y'all, it's like he's really thinking of preparation for the end, starting businesses or business models that will continue to bring opportunities or royalties to help take care of his family. Child, when your children get older and play some of this stuff back, they're going to be like, Lord, Daddy, you didn't have to do this to help us. Ooh. Hey, honey lot. So he knows how to manifest a lot of money, okay, for stability. He's used to being a good provider. That's the one thing that they can't say is that he don't provide, an experience for the people that he cares about. So he don't mind, providing. Um, the star here, this talks about keeping the faith while he's going through a lot. The Nine of Wands. He may have some good people around him that are talking about, him doing holistic things to heal, things of that nature. But it's just the energy seems dire. It just seems like he's already accepting or preparing, to go off by, and pass away. You got the Hermit card here, the King of Cups. So this talks about when he really gets deep in his feelings, he goes off to himself. He may not say how he feels. And then when he, gets in his feels and he gets to pouring out his feelings, people will be like, damn, you tripping, or you doing too much, or you going 20 on 10. But it's like he's held everything in. So he may not know how to express himself without being over the top when things come out. Like, the person that get drunk and be like, I love you, man. I love you, man, when they get drunk. And it's not that they don't really feel that way. It's just that they may not discuss how they feel um, during more sobering moments. We'll say that. So you got the Queen of Staffs here, Ten of Pentacles. Y'all, he still spend a lot of money on whoever he deal with outside of Princess, okay? That gives me trick energy. If you a pretty girl, you can get it up out of him. He don't mind. And everybody don't get this treatment. Now let's say that. He might have a couple he deal with here and there, but everybody don't get this treatment. Yeah, Knight of Staffs. He's still outside. He's still toxic when it comes to that energy. He's still outside. It don't look like he stopped hunching. So whoever he hunching on, he makes sure they taken care of. But outside of hunching, he's thinking about When things come to an end for him, how does he provide? What does he put into fruition now that can be an opportunity later for those that he loves? So, okay. I mean, that's admirable. I got to give him that. He's thinking about, not leaving anybody in debt. You want to make sure that everything and everybody's taken care of. Empress, Six of Coins. Definitely want to make sure his mother and the mother of his children are taken care of and they can move on successfully. Like, I didn't expect to go off into this old Eeyore energy. I just wanted to know why he was cutting up on live. But it seems like it's a part of his master plan to make sure that he take care of his family. So, how does he actually feel about Cardi? How does he actually feel about Cardi? Child, listen. She's a wish fulfillment in secret. See, this is why I can't take Ray J serious. He just took me on this emotional roller coaster just to back up and pull me into some bullshit. Okay? Okay, I had to let that siren go by. He's a y'all, I can't listen. It's it's footage of Ray J asking girls to get funky so that he can have their draws. And I don't know if y'all seen it. Suki said it like he paid her to work out and then give him the draws, and then he was with some other girls and he asked them about being funky, and the girl was like, "Excuse me, excuse me." So for him to say that about her, and then here it is, secretly she's a wish fulfillment. So if you saying that she's tart and she fill up a whole plane, secretly that's your wish fulfillment. You like it. Uh, mm, Interesting. So they did say her sit down win was funky. Ooh Lord. Said Ray is a filthy McNasty guy. Show me how he feel about Suki, child. Show me how he feel about Suki. What did I just fall into? My God. Can we get some Dr. Bronner's to sponsor this episode? We need some peppermint soap, my Lord. So it looks like he only cut Suki off because of his marriage. He was willing to fight for Suki, but he had to do what he had to do for his marriage. He did okay. So he would have been with Suki if it wasn't for him already being taken. So he sees Suki as the marrying type. So that's why he decided to spend money on her and take care of her. And even though he was just talking crazy about, eating cookies and pulling out the filling, allegedly, I can't say what he actually said, but he would go to bat and defend her and stand up for her. And that's why he said he would take care of her. He would give her money. I will always make sure she's taken care of. Said most people think he'd be serious, but he'd be comical. The funny thing is, he's both at the same time. You have to listen to his jokes and decipher what he's saying, because he say the realest shit in what could be considered jokes. Two of Cups. Yeah, like Suki could have been the one. Like he sees her as marriage material. Wow. Okay. So if they had met under different circumstances, it's like he would have wifed up Suki. He likes Suki. Yeah, it's like he feel like she done been through a lot, so he want to help her, win. He know he cut up and act a fool when he, you know, get inebriated. But he'll go the distance for her. He'll take a leap of faith for Suki. Like Suki, low key is like his second wife. What what in the world is this? Princess don't like Suki because she know he really has feelings for Suki. Like that's why she wanted to fight Suki. This was like her and her Tierra Marie moment all over again. Just she's sitting on the other side of the table. So yeah, here it is. Suki's single, and it's like you know, here it is, shame and humiliation. But if you listen to the shameful stuff he say, that I don't feel we need to know about, it's not shameful the same way it is for Cardi B. He just telling us intimate details that we really should not have and don't need. So, mm, yeah, they had to let this later rest or put it on a hiatus. I'm gonna say with Ray J hiatus because he the type that like to spin the block and go back, and it's like okay, moving forward towards victory. So he definitely feels like he put her in a position to, I left you better than I found you type position. And child, like I said, Suki, Suki can get what she want out of him. This ain't the first time I seen this though. I did see in the past that he really, really likes Suki. Last time I tapped into this, and I tapped into like T-shirt gate with the little brown spot on the T-shirt. I saw that he really felt Suki. Like Suki is somebody he could see himself actually settling down with and taking care of. It's just he feel like he met him in the wrong order. If I wasn't already married, I would marry you. Well, damn. Y'all, give me a second. I need to recalibrate. I'm gonna go in here and go get my other charger because I don't want my phone to die. Be right back. That's just like wow. No wonder he was giving Suki 70 something thousand a month. Like I guess he said that's my side chick support. I I like my side chick better than I like my regular chick, but I already got my regular chick. Child Lord, would you look at this? You say, is that Diddy on your shirt? Yes, it is. The shirt says the Night Glider. All right, any last words for Ray J? You say holler. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I guess he's saying energetically he walked away from this situation. Is he the father child? Because that's the father at the bottom of the deck. Is he the father? Okay, so okay, this looks like this is why he's shading her. When he got the message that she was pregnant after he walked away, it's like, fighting and arguing. Like, how dare you go and get pregnant by somebody else? So it don't look like he the daddy, but he mad as hell that she went and let somebody else knock her up. But that still don't mean nothing. He still got, love for Suki. He will still look out for Suki, throw Suki, some money under the table if he can, last long enough to live past this doomsday idea he got. I don't know how much time he got, but he'll still look out for Suki. Child. She do any day now. She been working this whole pregnancy. I seen her doing sketches. She put out a music video with Bobby. Child, Bobby's so damn dry. I don't even think she can help it. She just too Bobby dry. Child. But it's so cute though to see the both of them together. Cause you can see like the little streak of mischievousness in Bobby, where Bobby like, I want to be bad so bad, but I'll do it through you. This is Suki's fourth child that she's pregnant with, but she said that she wants more. Now she's got three. This will be her fourth child. All righty, my last subject of the night. How will the bot purge continue to affect music? So, with that being said, we already know that there's an investigation with bots in the music industry right now. And a lot of streaming sites are sweeping artist profiles and they're removing botted streams. And it's happening at an alarming rate. So now, people who used to have really high sales are really, really iffy. And the whole Rick Ross speech talking about this album he's about to drop is why I decided to tap into this, because it's like, why is Rick Ross talking to us as if he's expecting this album to literally be in the trash? Like, you're expecting this album to not do well. What in the world is going on? So, hold on. I'm going to pull a couple of the Illuminati Oracle, and we're going to do some tarot to see what's going to happen with the recording industry now that your stars can't use bots anymore. This box don't even want to open, y'all. Hold on. All right. Ooh. All right, show me what's to expect now that people have to really get out the mud. They can't use all of the bots. Let's see. Change maker. So change maker means definitely things are definitely going to switch up. Spreading the truth. We're going to get more knowledge about true numbers, true sales, what's going on with people projects without marketing packages and boosting. It's going to go to actual influence. which was more so happening towards the beginning of his career. And don't get me wrong, they had all type of marketing tricks back then, but it evolved for sure throughout his career. Alien Helpers. So alien helpers and water shortage, which to me sounds like drowning, drying up the swamp. Okay, and it's getting to the point to where you're going to start to see creators get thirsty. New generation and internal breach. So this new generation coming in is definitely going to have to pull their weight, because internal breach, they're doing their research behind the scenes to see who's been pulling strings. So this new generation, people are gonna possibly clown folks for having way lower numbers, but expect more realistic numbers, because we've got a lot of artists that the industry put on us, and they don't have a real organic fan base. They didn't take the time to do the groundwork. And when you do the groundwork, that's how you get a fan base like Chris Brown, like, Nicki, like even Beyonce's fan base. Like, you have to build fan bases like that. You can't just do everything off of hype. And now that the hype is being removed, we're removing the bots, we're removing a lot of the kickstands, the provisions. We're going to see who actually is out here riding around and getting it, who's actually getting these numbers up, who's actually making real money as far as entertainment is concerned. Building a community and weaponized fear. So here it is. People need to learn how to work together to, make their way through this, because indie artists can make a lot of money, but they want people to fear getting out here on their on their own without the big system. But I see a lot of independent artists and underground artists able to get more accomplished now, because it's level playing field. So you're going to see things go back to how it used to be, where you get independent artists that get it out the mud, and they can go out and finance their own movement, and they make just as much or more as people that are actually signed to the majors. So, and to be honest with y'all, a lot of artists don't even get their information added into the chart data to even go on Billboard. Imagine what Billboard would look like if independent artists' information was actually uploaded into the Billboard system. You would find out a lot of these regional artists are outselling major artists, but they're not in the system to be computed. Psychological operation. So it's going to really, really get interesting, the mind games that they're going to play, how they're going to spin the narrative on a lot of this. And when we go back to Rick and what he was saying earlier, he talked as if he didn't expect this project to really do too much. And it's like he was preparing people for it to flop. Because, I mean, when you got psychological operation, he's been a major, major piece of like Dope Boy music, being a part of a certain era. And it's like that era is coming to an end. So it's like being decommissioned. Like, he's finding out internal breach. Like, damn, it's the call is coming from inside the house. He's having issues from inside the industry. I just said he's having problems from inside the industry. Y'all see that? Secret society. Power of love. So if he had secret helpers, he doesn't have that same help anymore. Covert technology and great awakening. And the great awakening is pretty much through technology, through a lot of these different apps. A lot of independent artists can upload their stuff without going through the majors. All they got to do is just use the ability of, whatever the current technology is, and they can still get their name out there, get their music out there. We got to remember, one of Glorilla's biggest videos ever was her as an independent on a DJ song. That she gave us that first summer anthem. That Fuck Nigga Free song. So that was a independent song. So when you look at, right, FNF, excuse me, when you look at that song and you see how that took off independent. The label came and got her because she took off independent. But if she knew better, she could have took her own buzz as an independent and got those same numbers and had more money in her pocket. But we got to be honest. A lot of people are not business savvy. It's something that you have to learn. You have to develop it. You have to get in the game to learn the rules to know how to play. So now that she's in the game, how the game looks is totally different being in it than how it looked when she was trying to get in it. So I'm pretty sure if she knew that her career would be doing what it is now, she would have made some different choices. Power outage. So now that these folks don't have bots anymore, look at that, power outage. Whatever used to keep them going, they don't have it anymore. What can you do in a power outage? Pretty much not much. You gotta wait until the plug comes back on so that you can get power. Tuning out. This is another problem. He's realizing that this generation is not listening to him the way that the generations before listened to him. So he may have a core audience, so to speak, as far as Rick Ross or, any other artist. They may have core audience, but a lot of these people are finding out that when you remove the bots, we're going to find out that far less people are actually listening to these people. Some of them up to 60, 70% less. He said, OMG, your shirt is taking me out. If you saw the shirt I had on before, I said, nah, I got to switch. I had too many of these out. It's like I don't want that many out on a broadcast. Uh-oh. Power of love in reverse. Yeah, we're going to start to see that some of these people just do not have the public opinion wrapped up the way they think they do. Because now that they're getting rid of the bots, y'all got to realize the next thing they're going to get rid of is this predatory, I want to say, advertising, or not advertising, that's not what I want to say, like predatory reporting. So when you look at, like the news and things like that, think about this, okay? They said that Chris Brown's album was like the worst album of the year. Would they give him a 1? They said the album was absolutely terrible. Chris Brown is on tour right now making history. Him and Usher just left Detroit this past weekend, and they sold out Ford Field for the first time ever as a performing act. 3 shows back to back to back. Every show was sold out. Not one ticket was left in the house. 40,000 seats 3 times in one weekend. So if that man's album was that terrible, it was a number 1, from a 1 to 10, how the hell does he keep getting these people to come to his show, and then pay him over $1,000 to go backstage and let him fill on their ass, or kiss on them, or whatever they want to do in their picture. It, it like we're gonna start getting to the point to where we hold these people who do these reviews accountable. And it's like, now listen, now y'all gonna have to stop lying, because y'all telling us that this person is hot, that person can't sell 15,000. Y'all telling us this person is trash, this person is on a world tour selling out 100,000 seats arenas. Like, something got to give, and people are going to start dragging these publications until they start offering retractions or taking stuff down, because it's like, how in the world are you not showing love to who the people love, the streets love, but then the ones that the people are not supporting, y'all keep talking about, oh, this is the hottest thing out, this is the best album of such and so and so. But then when you pull the bots, it's like, who the hell is really listening to this? Nobody. So we're gonna see the difference, because people are gonna start holding these folks accountable, starting a war, water shortage. And see, what's gonna happen is the artists that are still signed to these labels, they're about to get starved, okay? Water shortage, you're gonna see a lot of thirsty behavior and people battling with each other, people beefing with each other, beefing to try to sell albums. I want to say one of the rap girls that has really pissed people off this last week, I caught the angle in what she was saying, and you can't fool me. Once I heard her say, you can't make me do nothing. I do what I want to do. This ain't gonna make me no money. And then it turned into a conversation about the next album. I said, okay, that's what this is about. You're drumming up drama to keep people interested in you, because you don't have enough going on, and you need to keep some kind of buzz going to keep your name in the algorithm. Without your name being in the algorithm, it's hard for you to make, certain companies feel that you're relevant for certain deals. That's in my opinion. Um, so, water shortage. You're not getting what you need, so now you're acting thirsty, doing the most to stay in the algorithm. We're going to see a lot more of that with multiple artists. And I just said, they got to stay seen. This is staying present, staying seen. You're going to see other ones praying for peace. They're, oh, okay, well, I don't want to smoke. Okay, I want to be an activist. Why can't we all get along? And even that's going to be performative. You're going to see so many artists turn into social media influencers, because they got to find something to pull y'all in without the bots. But new generation of true alignment, it's like this. Notice she got a guitar in her hand. This is what it takes to put music back where it's supposed to be. This is going to help bring the real talent back into music. Yep, return to nature. Bring everything back to its original state. Galactic politics. Pray for peace. So when you put galactic politics with pray for peace, this is like God answering prayers. The universe getting involved and setting things back the way they're supposed to go. Good night. I'm about to be out of here pretty soon myself. We have water shortage. Psychological operation. So y'all, it's like they're drying up opportunities on purpose to see how they can make people hop through hoops to beg for opportunities, but it's going to backfire. Cyber attack. This secret society didn't expect this to work out for the little person. Yeah, control collapse, policy change. So now that everything is changing, because that is a policy change, getting rid of the bots, control collapse. So this was done on purpose to shift everything, because there's a new technology that they want to bring in, covert technology, supply chain meltdown. Yeah, you literally burn it down to the ground and then come up with a whole new process. Y'all pay attention. Those are shipping containers. And then next thing you know, there's going to be a new reality. And this is going to work very, very close with AI. Pay attention, y'all. They've been passing AI laws recently. And I don't know why these content creators aren't talking about this, but they've passed a law in federal court banning AI from being able to use the vocal likeness of artists. So now artists can artists can protect, that's what I meant to say. Artists can protect their vocal performance now. So not just your likeness and image as far as your outside appearance, you now can protect your actual vocal inflections and vocal performance from AI. So I told y'all I believe AI was supposed to take over the music industry. And this is another reason why they wanted to burn down the music industry as a whole, to implement a new system. Food security, power outage. Yeah, dry up everybody's money. Make people be forced to have to comply with the new system, and they'll take whatever they can get. Climate change. They didn't expect that when they burned down one system to implement another, people would figure out how to come up with a new system that would make them more money than what was being offered, i.e. Tory Lanez, okay? Let's remember he sold over 1 million in what? 15 minutes. Changed the game, revolutionary, distraction tactic, okay? Wanted to distract people while they put together the new reality. Because when they're done, they're gonna shift everything in a way to where music as we know it, the industry as we know it, is going to change. And if you're not smart with your contracts and knowing about digital law, you're going to be left behind. And it's going to get way easier to produce, how do I say this? Distribution contracts. You can get distribution online now, but you gotta be sure that when you sign that online contract for distribution, that you don't owe them far more than what you gain, because you can mess around and sign an online distribution contract and mess around and end up permanently in debt, never get anything, and just be screwed. And the company makes money off of you for the full perpetuity of the life of your project. And what can you do about it? Nothing, because you signed a bold contract. So please get you a good lawyer. You look at whatever you need to look at. Hell, start off with ChatGPT if you don't have the money for a lawyer, but investigate. You say, why am I just now noticing Angel's shirt? What the hell? Oh, so that's what Kanye or Diddy, I think. Okay, some of these answers be late, and I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but it's like they'll have certain comments that feel staggered. So by the time I get them, it's out of the rotation. But so let me see something. Yeah, this is a spiritual war. Anchoring light. So yeah, the old energy, the negative energy is literally being taken out of the entertainment industry. But I will say this, when you have a new opportunity that's going to be a blessing, you got a new demon that's going to bring an even darker lesson. So don't think that they're going to get rid of all of the darkness in entertainment and it doesn't switch sides. Somebody's going to pass the baton And when they pass that baton, we're going to see somebody else who's going to try to take over in a whole nother way, and come with an even darker situation. So, who? Yes, it's Diddy on the shirt. Let me, since I'm about to get out of here, so y'all can see. So y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night because I gotta be up early in the morning. If you like to book a reading with me, please email me at angelkissestheoracle@gmail.com. A 30-minute reading is $44. An hour is $88. An ancestral reading is $111. And a criminal aid reading is $250. That is the only reading that I have that is a 3-hour booking. So where do I be getting my t-shirts from? Some are everywhere. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, y'all. I was gonna do the LeBron thing, but something is telling me to do that one on Twitch on Friday because that's a rabbit hole one, and I want to feel free to talk and have an adult conversation, if y'all know what I mean. So I'm going to do that one on Twitch on Friday. We will definitely get off into what's happening with LeBron, why is he moving the way he's moving, and what's to be expected for him in the next few years. So, everybody have a wonderful evening. Many blessings to all of you. Good night, y'all. Thank you for joining me for Allegedly Wednesdays, where all things said are alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly.